Temptations never go away. You just rewire your brain and you replace the bad ones with good ones. You guys are looking at somebody who was an absolute stoner for about four years, was drinking every weekend, super lustful, loved cheat meals, pretty much everything in the book that you could think of. I was tied up into it, like a bad habit, all these temptations, chasing highs, chasing getting drunk, chasing girls, chasing whatever, bad food, all that stuff. What separates a high performer from someone that's average? Chasing all these temptations and having energy leaks in all these negative areas, right? You might be going through this yourself. It wasn't until recently I was able to shake off pretty much all of it. These temptations never go away. I still get the urge to go smoke a blunt. I still get the urge to go eat fucking McDonald's, or I still get the urge to whatever it is. The key is not to stop cold turkey and just pray for the best. The key is to replace the temptation with something else. Instead of smoking weed, I started reading hella books. I read now. Instead of going out to get drunk, why don't you go get a workout? Instead of doing this, take a cold plunge, right? It's not about removing it from the process. It's about replacing it. Because you can't just remove it and then have empty space in your day for these temptations to creep back in. I'm sure you've heard the saying, idle hands do the devil's work. When you're not preoccupied, when you're not doing something, that's when you're most vulnerable to these temptations. So when you remove them from your life, be sure to replace them. That's the key to rewiring your brain, because now I no longer crave getting drunk. I no longer want that hangover. I no longer crave McDonald's because I don't want to feel like shit in the gym. I no longer crave going out late, trying to talk to whoever, and then sleeping in. I like waking up and getting to the cold plunge and getting a good read and having a clear mind. I value clarity. I value peace of mind. And when you realign yourself with different goals and you realign yourself, you are able to replace your habits. You don't just remove it and then go about your day hoping for the best. You replace them. And a big part of this I talked about last video is systems. This guy won't shut the fuck up about systems. Dude, just hear me out. For this to be successful, you need to clearly identify the ideal version of yourself that you're striving for. Literally get a fucking piece of paper and write down the ideal version of yourself. Was he an entrepreneur? Is he a fucking, is he a social media creator, a trader, crypto guy, whatever the fuck he is? Write it down. Once you have that ideal version of yourself, you gotta think specifically. How does this motherfucker think? Does he wake up at 6 a.m.? Does he think positively? Does he think negatively? Does he do cold plunges? Does he read books? What kind of books? Does he do this? Does he do push-ups when he wakes up? Does he eat clean? Does he eat like shit? And when you fucking narrow down and you chunk down to the very T exactly what this ideal version of yourself does, that's how you reverse engineer the process. That's how you weed out all these bad habits and replace it with the good habits that are part of this new system that will take you to this new ideal. See, for me, I'm no longer a college athlete that can just go to practice and then fuck off and smoke weed and go to parties with a handle at E&J and then just show up to practice, the next day like nothing happened. Now, I'm working, I'm trying to start a business, I value my health, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, I have healthy relationships. I have to operate like a totally different person. I couldn't just remove the habits and then have empty space in my day. I'm no longer chasing whatever it was in college and with college sports. I'm chasing something totally different. So I had to rewire that. I had to get super specific. The ideal version of myself that works for himself on his own terms. He doesn't sleep in, he doesn't smoke weed and have fucking brain fog all day. He wakes up at 6 a.m. He reads scripture, he gets on his knees and he prays to God. He reads for 20 minutes and then he meditates for 20 minutes. He gets his workout in for the day and he checks off his personal goals. He does outbound, he posts content, he does this. You have to get super specific. When you have this rule book of what you need to do, that's how you get rid of all these bad habits. Notice how you can't get rid of temptations. Temptations will always be there. But you can rewire your brain. I'm no longer tempted by weed. I get tempted by the gym. Whenever I'm bored, I'm like, shit, I could go to the gym right now. You gotta rewire your brain, speak positively, speak these things into existence. It's not about just removing it, it's about removing and replacing. It's not about getting rid of temptations forever. It's about rewiring your brain with new temptations. The only way to do that is to clearly define who you want to be, this ideal version of yourself, and know exactly how that person thinks, operates on a day-to-day basis. That way, in order to reach that, you know exactly what you need to do. You lay it out in a daily framework basis. Write it out too. Write it on a whiteboard and hang it on your wall. Check off each daily task as you move through it. When you're done with the day, cross out the day. That's another day. Win each day with each habit, and that's how you get out of this rut. There's nothing wrong with you. When I couldn't quit weed, when I wouldn't stop drinking or stop eating junk food, I thought like, damn, is there something wrong with me? Like, why can't I stop? There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to reassess how you're going about things. We're humans. We're imperfect. We're going to have temptation. That's our flesh. You need to be able to deny the flesh and make it easy on yourself by not just removing, by removing and replacing. It isn't easy, but it is simple when you break it down like that. Shout out Higher Up Wellness. Hopefully this helps you rewire your brain for positive temptations, no longer the negative ones. It's a bit of a one take, bit of a rant. I'm about to head into the gym now. Comment below if that helps you out. Comment below if you'd like to see me talk about any other things that might help you as well. I really love these one takes. I love these raw talks. I'm going to get into some more structured educational content here shortly to break it down in detail for you guys, but hopefully this helps. Peace, love, positivity, gang. I appreciate you. Take care.